Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Unico Williams back with another episode of Do You Hear Me with Unico Williams special. It typically comes to you with all the latest entertainment news, but with the specials, that means I'm focused on one thing and one thing only, not just entertainment news, sports, and entertainment and whatnot. Um, you can like and subscribe. Make sure you follow me on my YouTube channel to make sure that you follow all my other entertainment news and all my other endeavors and all my movie reviews, everything, all of the above. So please make sure that you like and subscribe. I love when you do that. I appreciate when you do it. Thank you so much for all the love and support. But you know why we here? We are here for the Diddy Combs trial recap. I listened to the whole day of court. I go to lunch with them, everything, and I come back and give you a recap in just a few short minutes. So that's my deal. I'm gonna do this for all the folks that's just getting off work after 5, 6 o'clock, about to get off work on the West Coast, East Coast, don't matter where you at. Just know that you can always go to my channel on YouTube and watch and catch up if you want to binge watch this weekend if you need to, but it'll be there. So I'm breaking it down into 15, 20-minute episodes for y'all. So let's get started. So we know yesterday we still had the juror situation going on. They got that figured out. Afternoon comes up, we get our first witness. Our first witness being one of the security guards when Cassie got beat up by Diddy, or assaulted, if you will, at the hotel. We all saw that. And then we had one of the male sex workers come up there, and they testified and did all that stuff with him. So they did all that, and he was very graphic. Go back and watch my episodes, or go do your own research. But we recapped that yesterday. So now we're getting into day 2. So first things first, it already started off with the fuckery. So first and foremost, the defense wanted them to keep out something to the effect of like Cassie was the only one that had the videos. So that's what the defense was trying to say. But the judge put that to a halt. And they was like, hold on. So you mean to tell me that what was put in the evidence of Diddy saying that he will release the videos, because they were basically trying to say, well, bribery or blackmailing shouldn't be a part of this because Cassie's the only one that had the videos there. What about the text messages and evidence that he had threatened her to release those tapes if she didn't do what he told her to do? So there it goes. And again, remember why we're in. Judge shut that down real quick. He wasn't playing those games. Judge wasn't playing those games. Now, next step in the parade is we have to once again remember this is not he's not on trial for being a freak, man. It's not about the freak off stuff. It's not about all that stuff. Right now, they are building a case for racketeering, the RICO, trying to hit him with stuff. They're trying to say that in sex trafficking and soliciting prostitution, that's what they're trying to get him on. It's not about the sex acts. It's about we started at point A. How did we get to C? Point A was the act. How did we get there? Let's go backwards. Started with the drugs. It started with the money being passed over. It started with the flying people here and there, state lines and all that stuff. That's what they're trying to get him on. And then the overall part that makes it a RICO is you had employees do things to cover up your crimes or help you commit said crimes. So first they say that you committed crimes, then they figure out how did you do those crimes and did you have help doing it? And did they do it for you? That's a RICO. So that's what this trial is all about. So let's understand that we are painting a picture. I apologize. This one is going to be a little bit graphic. I'm going to try and keep it as cool as possible. But the thing is, this is what was said in court, public record. I'm not just saying stuff. This is just straight up the facts. I listened to it and I have a guide that I go off of after I listen to it all day. And I understand, so I can kind of throw in some extra explanation. So that's how we're gonna go. And so let's get to it. So that's how this all started off, was that. Also, there is a petition from Cassie, because Cassie took the stand today. And Cassie Ventura. And one of the things that we have to remember, one of the things that happened today was a letter came in from Cassie's lawyer saying, please don't show because they're planning on showing sexually explicit videos in court. They plan on doing this. And they had a discussion between the defense and prosecution with the judge on record, essentially saying that they want the TVs or something turned away from the gallery because, man, there's kids out there in this gallery. Not only is it just kids out there, it is also public eye. I don't know if Cassie wants to see any of these, her on film all these years ago. She doesn't, she's 38 years old now, but she was 19 when all this started, almost 19 years ago. And it was not almost 19. It was a lot of years ago. I'm sorry, my math off. Dang, I'm tripping. 38. Yeah. I'm right. Anyway, 19 years ago. And we have to remember in this situation that it's all these people out in the gallery. She's a grown woman who is married, but not only is she married, she is pregnant. So, and she about to take the stand. So they had that discussion, and they hadn't come up with a thing yet, but they want to show these, turn the TVs around, and have the jury put on headphones. That's what that's what they're wanting to do. Judge hasn't really figured out what they want to do, but he's ready to get started. The judge is ready to get started. So we bring back the male dancer from yesterday, back on the stand. He gets examined by the defense, and let me share my screen with y'all just so you know I ain't just showing y'all stuff. We don't play those type of games. We don't play those type of games. Y'all just think I'm just throwing things up here, but this is my source here. That I go. I wouldn't say my source, but they help me out here, keep me guided in what I'm doing because I'm working while I'm listening, so I can't really keep the best notes. So this helps me keep track. So the male dancer, Daniel Phillip, back on the stand, being cross-examined. The defense went on to ask about his perception of his relationship with Cassie, because the defense was suggesting that maybe Mr. Phillips had a thing for Cassie and thought things were going to be one-on-one. So they're saying defense is suggesting that, Phillip harbored romantic feelings and jealousy towards Combs. Phillip says that maybe he wanted a relationship with Cassie if she was interested, but he was not jealous of Diddy. And then one of the things they asked him was, they asked him, if you were to be in a relationship with Cassie, would you be jealous of Diddy? He said no. So the defense like basically try to push Phillip in, checking him on what he testified to yesterday. He said, but on 3/28/25, he told prosecution that he didn't recall Combs giving directions. Now the prosecution started questioning Phillip to try and clean up. The U.S. attorney asked, why did you say Combs did not direct you, but now you say he did? Phillip says that all he meant was that Combs didn't direct sex positions, but he did direct them to use baby oil. They also asked how much he was paid, more in regards to like his regular dance pay, and then his actual pay that they were giving him. And he said he was paid $3,800 to have sex with Cassie. Like he said yesterday, he said, did that just happen? That's crazy. Now, again, after this was over with, the judge made the jurors leave because they wanted to discuss Cassie's husband, Mr. Alex Fine. He walked into the courtroom and he gave Diddy a death stare. Now, this is why. It's because we want Cassie's husband out of the courtroom during her testimony because we may call him as a witness. And I think they said we're going to ask him about things after 2018, and they didn't want him to be in the room for that. Prosecution's asking him like, We don't see why you'd even call him to testify. But they agreed. So, I mean, I guess that's fair. So they just trying to make sure that they call it fair. So if he's going to, if they, the defense might want to ask him stuff, they don't want him in there for Cassie's witness things to corroborate anything that Cassie might say. I'm guessing that's the play behind that, to keep things fair. Also, man, if I'm telling y'all now, this is a warning. It will get graphic. The things that she's going to testify to, if I'm a husband, I don't want to hear that. I just honestly don't want to hear that. If I'm a husband, I don't want to hear nothing. I don't even like hearing that my ex-girlfriends ever dated somebody before, or the girlfriends have ever dated somebody before, let alone what they about to say in this. This is insane. So next, so out the gate, Emily Johnson, for the prosecution, she starts asking the questions. Started asking Cassie about the arguments and what would happen. Cassie said it would typically result in violence, dragging, stomping, black eyes, and bruising. Prosecution shows the now infamous elevator lobby video. We all know about that. Prosecutor asking General how she felt about the freak offs. So they just jumped right into it after they showed the elevator video. She said in the beginning she was confused and nervous, but she wanted to make him happy, so she complied. 19. She thought it was a one-off thing, but it became more frequent. And then at some point she became afraid of what might happen if she says no. Prosecutor asked why she was afraid, and Cassie says that she knew she knew he had blackmail evidence on her, like videos and pictures that she would not want to get out. She confirms that she turned a laptop with evidence over to the prosecutor that contains those images. She was also afraid of the beatings. Next, the prosecutor asked Cassie about her first interactions with Diddy. So starting back in 2006 with her signing on the Bad Boy, she was 20 years old then, so I'm sorry. So for her 21st birthday, she went with Diddy and Kim Porter to Vegas. Diddy kissed her in the bathroom for the first time. So I think just like during the VMAs. Kissed her for the first time. So then she I believe she ran. Oh, she started visiting him in New York City. Well, I guess she ran and told his assistant. We're gonna talk about her in a little bit. But then she started visiting him in New York City at his hotel room. His apartment was being renovated. She was going there to discuss music in her career. Like she was like, I'm going to go see Diddy want to see me in his room. This is how it started. So she's thinking she about to go in there. I signed with Bad Boy to start talking about, I want to start my career. I want to do my thing. And Diddy had other ideas. He decided, he said, you know what, let me introduce you to oral sex. She had never done it before. Then the prosecutor asked her about other trips and meetups. Cassie tells her about trips she'd take to meet Diddy in Miami. Diddy then gave her ecstasy to try. So now we starting to get into some of this Rico stuff, making people do things that maybe they don't really want to do. They asked her how she felt. She said she felt like she was rolling. It was her first time trying it. She liked how things were going, so they spent a lot of time together. Cassie says that she felt good about all the time spent. She felt it was a monogamous and exclusive relationship, but Diddy was still publicly linked to Kim Porter. And Cassie was still there. That's his ex and his baby mama, and rest in peace, mother of his children. And that's going to be a big thing that comes up in this trial, Kim Porter. And Cassie was still 21 at the time and Diddy's artist, so they couldn't go public yet. Cassie continued to say things in the beginning were fun and exciting, lots of travel, parties, lots of assistance, anything she or they wanted. Cloud 9, she felt like, but then the mood swings started happening. Cassie says that Diddy could get heated fast. One minute they were having fun, the next minute she get to hitting her in the face. He also became extremely controlling. He devilishly say things like "watch your mouth" or "change your face." And then Cassie then says that Diddy would start to keep tabs on her by sending security out to find her wherever she was. Controlling. There was nowhere she could really get to without Diddy security or an assistant tracking her down. David James and big name here, Christina Karam, will find her. Christina Karam. Christina Karam, pictured here, you see her right there. Christina Karam was Diddy's right hand number one assistant of the world. Kept a fanny pack on her, whatever. Number one assistant in the world. So if anybody saw anything during the whole time that Diddy was had all this stuff going on from 2006 and probably before then, obviously, she got some information. And some other stuff that I know about this too is that she is also in some other lawsuits. She's not being prosecuted. She's a big, they might have got her to flip. This the feds we talking about, man. It's the feds. It's the feds, man. It's the feds. So again, Cassie on this stand, super pregnant. Very much pregnant. So now, got to get into some of the stuff, man. Got to get into some of the stuff. Here's a disclaimer again. My heart is with Jesus, but I'm just giving y'all, there's some devilish stuff going on in this world. I just got to tell y'all what's going on. Her first freak off. So a male escort was paid to have sex with her. Diddy made her wear a masquerade mask to disguise herself. The escort finished, but they didn't stop until he gathered himself and finished for the second time. The prosecutor asked her how she felt after. She said she felt dirty and confused, but that if it made him happy. Prosecutor asked, why did you feel you couldn't say no? Cassie says, I didn't want to make him angry or upset after he'd shared this part of himself with me. That's some heavy stuff to know about somebody, ain't it? That you paying people to have sex with your girl while you watch? It gets worse than this, y'all. I'm telling you. I'm just getting started. Cassie says freak-offs quickly became routine and they were drug-fueled. She couldn't sleep for days because she was on Molly, X, and Coke. The last freak-off she engaged in was between 17 and 18. Mind you, this started off in 2006, 2007, somewhere. This almost a 10-year thing, man. Cassie starts crying. She says she didn't want to participate in the freak-offs, but she felt trapped. She felt humiliated. But the thing was, she didn't have the words back then. She's a kid. When she told Diddy she didn't want to, she feared he'd just do it with someone else. She also tried to set boundaries carefully, fearing his reaction. The prosecutor then showed an email between Cassie and Sean in which Cassie calls him Pop Pop. Prosecutor asked why she called him Pop Pop. He asked me what I called my grandfather. Whoa! This man's the devil. Why did Diddy ask you to call him Pop Pop? He asked me what I call my grandfather. This dude is. Then the email shows Cassie saying, I really need to. Cassie once again discusses the freak off. So they asked where it happened. She said they happened everywhere. LA, New York City, ATL, Miami, clubs, Ibiza, all over the place. Again, now take this. The freak offs are what? Diddy getting someone to have sex with Cassie and giving them cash. Prostitution. These are happening in different cities. Sex trafficking. Okay. Now we get into some more details that nobody probably really needed. They always had Astroglide. Always had Johnson's baby oil. This is probably the most exposure baby oil Johnson's is ever going to get, and condoms. And they asked her during the trial, they said, how much baby oil did he want on you? And she said, Diddy would always say he wanted them glistening. That's a level of moisturized that I guess there's level to. It's like, a little shiny. Just make sure that you ain't nasty. There's glistening. That's a level of baby oil that you can put on. They also asked, what were the hotels reserved under? Hotel reservations were made under Jackie Starr, that if she did it, and then it's Frank Black if it's Diddy. Then they get right back to the oils. Cassie described using so much Astroglide as lubricant that they'd run out, and they'd have to get somebody that worked at the hotel to go get them some, to go buy them some more, and they would just tip them real good. She also testified, I'm telling you, it gets real and it gets real graphic. She also testified that she was expected to freak off even when she was on her period. They asked her, did she want to do that? She said no. There were no times that were off limits. Now this where it gets super duper, super nasty, man. This dude's the devil. This dude's the devil. There's something wrong with him, man. I can't believe somebody that went to, you go to Howard, I got black upbringing and that. Who taught you this type of shit, man? Cassie testifies that the male escorts urinated on her and in her mouth at Diddy's direction. Diddy said, urinate on her. She then said that Diddy also used to urinate on her. She said that she didn't like that. She said, and everyone knows she didn't like that. And she said she was choking. She said, why were you choking? She said it was because it was too much in her mouth. And that's why she started choking. It got serious. The prosecutor asked how anyone would know that she was not enjoying it. She said it was clear as day that she was not enjoying it. She said she didn't enjoy it when it was with the escort or if it was with Diddy. She said it was abundantly clear to anyone that it was not enjoyable to her. She's super duper crying at this point. The judge had to take a break, and they got reports that the judge, woman sitting up there pregnant, talking about this stuff, man. up there with child talking about having to talk about this stuff. Said the judge even shedding a tear, man. Shit. Sick man. So they get back from lunch. Cassie back on the stand. You know, they trying to give him an opportunity. Double check, man. Let me make sure I'm good. I'm sorry. Hold on. Yeah, okay. So Cassie got back on the stand. Cassie testified that Diddy security would confiscate her phone and laptop as punishment, leaving her disconnected for days. That sounds like kidnapping, don't it? Rico. She was in daily contact with his staff, including Christina Karam and Miss Fletcher. Again, Christina Karam, Diddy's right-hand assistant. You better keep tabs on Cassie. Cassie reveals that all of Diddy's homes in New York, LA, Miami, Alpine, New Jersey has safes containing cash, jewelry, cameras, videotapes, and guns. She was present in these residences at all the time. She then testified, now this is big. She then testified that that Diddy once left in the middle of a freak off to confront Suge Knight when he found out Suge was nearby. Let's see, they try to get, Diddy people trying to stop me. Diddy people try to stop me. It's not going to happen like that. I'm going to keep talking my shit. So, Diddy left in the middle of a freak off to confront Suge Knight when he found out Suge was nearby. That's what I said before the black SUVs start coming around the crib. Diddy then sped off to confront Suge. Cassie was in tears, begging him not to do anything stupid. In another situation, she said she was handed a gun at a club in downtown LA while being high on shrooms. She was handed a gun and told to put it in her bag. Y'all remember that happening some other time in Diddy life? But I'm just Jenny from the block. She testified that she witnessed Diddy and his people, drivers, security, etc., dress quickly, grab guns, and leave in an SUV. They were in a hurry to leave. They were gone for 30 to 40 minutes. What was that all about? Prosecution then asked Cassie how soon into the relationship Diddy first started talking about her having sex with another person while he watched. 6 months into the relationship, 180 days, he felt comfortable enough. She was 22 years old and she wanted to make him happy, so she went along with it. 6 months in, you think that's your man, and he say, "Hey, you trying to let me watch you bang somebody else?" This woman got a husband right now to this day, on this day. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. This dude's evil, man. Dude is evil, man. Let's get back to it. Okay. So now, this is where it gets real sick about this dude, man. So we already heard about escorts doing stuff. We already heard about the depravity of some of the things that were asked to be done. It gets more depraved than that. I'm gonna tell you that right now. But you won't believe where they got these escorts from that were doing these things to Cassie. They asked her, "How did you find escorts for freak offs?" She says she found them on Craigslist and Backpage. I understand Backpage. That's what that Craigslist? Man, it's a whole Craigslist killer out there, the thing that they got going on. It's a whole bunch of random weirdos on Craigslist, and that's where they was getting them from, y'all. Craigslist, bruh. It's insane. She never reached out to anyone without being directed to by Diddy. She made sure that they weren't cops. So then the prosecutor starts showing pictures of men, likely escorts, and asked Cassie to identify them. She identified Clayton Howard, Daniel, Jules, and someone she only knew by the nickname as the Punisher. With this dude sick, man. She says Diddy always supplied the cash, him or security. Cassie says she had to take drugs just to disassociate from what was happening and to become emotionalist. She had earlier mentioned Molly, ecstasy, and cocaine, but she says now she also took Special K, GHB, and mushroom to suppress reality. GHB, I'm telling you, they setting the stage, man. They're setting the stage. It's not even getting into setting the stage, what's going on. But GHB gonna come up real heavy. Cassie repeats again that she used X, MDMA, GHB, and others to force herself to disconnect from the situation. The drugs would make her heart race and even vomit. She felt like she was a zombie. But even after she vomited and appeared catatonic, Combs would make her continue. Took another break, had to take another break, man. But it's been reported that his daughters left, Diddy's daughters left a couple of times during this stuff, man. Diddy's daughters left the room a couple of times. Chance, Delilah, and Jesse left the courtroom twice, including a time when Combs allegedly masturbated in a corner while watching Cassie have sex. So we at the end of the day, this is where the day ends, right here, where it gets crazy. This is it. In the day, prosecutor the aim was just trying to establish that Diddy directed every part of the freak offs. Getting drugs, Diddy. Sex positions, Diddy. Baby oil, how much to do it, Diddy. Orgy choreography, Diddy. Telling them what to do. Now, it's getting real right here. This is some crazy shit, man. This dude's sick, man. He's sick. Cassie says that after a male escort would finish on her, Diddy would go to the next room and have Cassie put it on him. Where? On his nipples. She said she did not want to be doing this. This dude's sick, man. Cassie says that freak-offs happen even when Diddy wasn't there in person. He would make her FaceTime make her FaceTime him while having sex. This made her feel objectified. He wasn't even there, just watching via FaceTime, just being weird, just being a weirdo, man. Cassie knew that several encounters were recorded. She says many were recorded on her phone. When she see them, she delete them out of disgust. She says she also knew Combs was using his phone to record. She begged him to delete them. Cassie wrapped up the day by testifying to what exactly happened in the infamous elevator hallway video. She says that she had to leave the mid freak off. Let's not forget, yesterday there was a dude in a pull-out sofa sitting in there. She says that she had to leave mid freak off for a premiere. Diddy was not having it. She made a break for the door, and the rest is captured on the video. That's what happened today, man. That's what happened today, man. Cassie took the stand. It was a heavy day. That wasn't verbatim, word for word. That's the rundown. So, man, that dude's sick, bro. Man. They say that a lot of people want to have their heaven on earth. He's 50-some years old. He's had a long time of wealth and enjoying all the good things in life that you can have and whatever. Now he on the down. That's this downhill. Hell in jail, man. Hell in jail. But man, Hey, if y'all enjoying these recaps, man, please make sure you like and subscribe on Unico Williams on YouTube. Um, I'm here every day. Whether if they just having a day of meetings, I'm gonna let y'all know. But also make sure that you tune in for other entertainment news, things like that, and movie reviews and whatnot. It's a lot going on this week. So again, thank you so much for tuning in. I holla.
Thanks for watching. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms. Don't forget, every Thursday, the full podcast is on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and mama, I'm on Spotify. Overall 99 ENT bring you videos from Friday all the way to Friday. So be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate it. Again, thank you so much. I holla.